Okay, I, if you watched my last video, you know that at the end of it, I screwed up. And the top, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, 6 rows came off the top. Bad. I have to redo everything that way. So, I'm gonna try. I pulled it all off, the parts that had to be removed. So now I'm gonna have to put them back on. Now, I said I'd leave it in the up to the comments, but after talking to a few people, I realized that's not a good idea. You guys are, I'm gonna assume you're a beginner, and as such, my mistakes and how I fix them might be a good thing for you guys to learn. So, let's get started here. Okay, you need to move that. Okay, now, because of the way I had to pull it out, and because of what I have to do to put it back together, I'm going backwards. That's okay. We just have to remember that we have to tie our knots at the same side as we always did, even if the thing is upside down. Because of my camera, I'm not going to be able to show you the entire way across, but where we have to do our knots is in frame, and that's the way it's going to work. There were a lot of beads that came off, and now we got to put them back on. It's a little confusing because I'm working upside down, and that's a problem. I got the bar completely off, and we'll put that back on after we get all the beads back on. That'll be okay. What in the... There's a magnet in my laptop, apparently. So, I know in the shot you've seen of my face, I didn't have my glasses on. Trust me, they're on now. Oh, we could do that. See? I got my glasses on. I know some of you are wondering about the purple thing across my eye. That is because I really can't. I had cataract surgery several years ago. Now, uh, after having several problems, which I'm not going to get into everything that's happened in the last 10 months, I actually cannot see straight if I'm looking out of both eyes. Um, my right eye is so blurry that I see very little. Now, when I was at the eye doctor the last time, he said it was the scar tissue on my eye caused by the cataract surgery itself. I'm pretty sure that what is going on is that the health problems that affected the nerve on that side of my face, in both cases, sped up the scar tissue development. I'm not sure why the other eye doesn't have any scar tissue, or too little for it to affect my vision. You would expect both eyes to react the same. I guess I'd better tell you something about it. Let's start with, I am a diabetic, type 2. I had an incident of Bell's palsy. That affected the right side of my face. And I also had shingles on the right side of my face. So I'm just putting on one of the black rows because of beads. I gotta keep going with these beads, but we can chat. Now, I've had a blog for years. Not that I've written on it for years. I haven't put anything on the blog for 10 months. If you went there as I was filming this, you would find out that I was talking about a cookbook that I was working on writing. Well, I can't publish that for several reasons. So that's off the table. My sister can't understand why I would do a cookbook or a series of cookbooks, which is what the original intention was. Simply because, although she thinks I'm a better cook than she is, selling a cookbook is not a good idea. Of course, not much that I do is a good idea to my sister. Although, teaching crafts is something she thinks, yeah, I could probably do. She's been known to have told people that I never met a craft that I didn't try if I could afford to pay for the materials. She's also told people that I've never tried a craft that I've never mastered. So this is going to be one eclectic channel. We could get into embroidery of several different kinds. This kind of beadwork is just one thing. There are a lot of other things that we could get into. I do paper crafting. I do crochet. I can knit. Don't expect me to. I don't like that one. But then again, if somebody wanted me to, I could show you the basics. Not that I would come up with that as a video. These videos are supposed to be fun for me. I do acrylic painting, I do watercolor, I do junk journals, I do polymer clay, I do beading, I do wire wrapping jewelry, I do regular jewelry, I do wire weaving. Now, I don't do all the kinds of, like, there are probably 50 different ways to weave beads. Not so much with me. I do peyote stitch, and I do bead weaving on a loom. And that's the extent of my bead weaving. Oh well. When it comes to embroidery, I do cross stitch, needlepoint, crewel embroidery, and free embroidery. We'll get into what those things are eventually. Polymer clay I'm just getting into. Watercolors I'm just getting into. Acrylic painting, colored pencil art, and pastels I've done for years, and we'll get into some of what I do there. Digital art I've been doing as long as there has been Microsoft Paint. Not that what I do in digital art is fine arts. It's more take an image that I drew, put it in, do the coloring in whatever program I'm using, in my case paint.net, and of course regular old Microsoft Paint. I tried Paint 3D, I don't really like it. I really do like drawing my own stuff and scanning it in. Of course, I'm not above using copyright-free images if they fit the theme that I'm going after. The first time I ever did a digital art project that meant anything was back in 1998 when I was invited because I was doing, in those days we made email tags, and they were downloaded images or images we drew, and or just colors with words on them. I did a lot of that kind of stuff, and so there were those that asked me to become part of this digital train. That's what they called it, an art train. Okay. I put on the last bead of this row. I'm at the side where I have to tie the knot. So we just pull it through the threads. There's the bead. It goes into its place, and we go back through. It's not a real knot, but it is a knot. And we work our way back. I'll show that back to you again when I add the next bead at the end. We're I'm not sure. Lost my place. Not in the beadwork. I'm working that just fine. I'm actually soon going to be out of frame on that, but I can't move my camera with the setup I've got right now. I wish I could, but I can't. What I think I'm going to have to do is, once this is complete, I'm going to have to hold it up to the other camera, the one I use to show my face, and let you see it there. Now, I found a source for a free download PDF. It's supported by ads, but that's okay. As far as I know, it'll always be free for all different kinds of papers. And I will put a link, probably not in this one, because I don't know how to put a link in yet. As soon as I figure out how to put a link into the description, I will put a link into the description that will go to a source of free paper. They've got all kinds of little things that are kind of cool. And we can get from them a template page. It's like graph paper that we can use to design our own banners like this. So we'll do that. I'll make sure I get that, and maybe what I'll do, I don't know, depends on how much recording I get done and how much time I've got, as well as if I can get, if you could see this setup, if I could find the old auxiliary USB keyboard, that would help. Because I don't like disconnecting my camera from my laptop. It takes me running 3 test vids, which all have to be thrown away because they're garbage, before I get it reset up to the point that I can show you guys what I'm doing. This is because of the way I have to set up my laptop and my camera. But it's not a really big problem, it just is what it is. So, find the auxiliary keyboard, I can start writing on my blog again. And add a links page to it. Now, I have an Etsy store, and we should talk about the mess of Etsy. I know there are hundreds of people doing it. And with what's on my store, if you would actually be able to find it, it's PKWT Lifestyles. And all that's there is some digital paper to download. This is because there ain't no way I can't sell and do the free shipping. First of all, in my study of law, which isn't very exact, but hey, I've read the rule books, business management books, and sales books, and stuff like that. And I've been to the federal website and looked at the law. Well, it's something that bugs me a lot. Because although everybody's talking about the beginning, the stuff that's at the top of the page, where there's laws concerning free anything, and the meaning of free is, and all that. That's not the biggest concern. Because it's not. It's screwy. The actual law in question makes what Etsy's doing, at least in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer. I did study some things about business. I've studied a few things about sales. Oh well, that's about all I've done. Okay, we're back to it's time to tie the knot again. But if I understand my reading of the law correctly, Etsy just broke the rules. But that's not exactly true. They're just encouraging us to break the law. Because the law states that since persons, the purchasing public has a right to believe that free means that we're not getting compensated for it. Now, in a trial offer, that's a different thing. They figure, okay, in a trial offer, they'll get compensated because we're getting it free now, but we're going to pay more for it later because we got it free now. Okay. I just did the knot again and didn't tell you about it. Oh well. All I've got left is 2 more rows. Now, these are the beads that when we started, I put them on in 1 row and then divided them onto the bar. This time we got to do it as 2 rows because we're doing it upside down. Even if I don't get many views, I don't care. Said last time, if I ever get 100 subscribers, I'll do something of a prize. I don't know what, but I'll do something. Probably something I made that I can send fairly cheaply. I mean, there ain't no way somebody that gets a prize for me is going to get any kind of really expensive anything. There are competitions and stuff that I don't enter because there's stuff in the prizes that if I won them, I wouldn't know what to do with. But that's okay. It's all okay. I'm basically doing this because it's fun. If I get views, that's a bonus. I've done a lot of different things over the years. I've done um, my first job was as a dishwasher at the Pizza Hut. I've been a home health aide. I've been a nanny. I worked in a business office as an assistant accountant. I have, but the presiding truth of my life has been as an artist and a crafter. Not that I've ever really sold my work. I usually just give it away, which isn't always a good idea. Oh, the cat just opened my door. How do cats open doors? I'm gonna have to close the door because I don't want to get a copyright strike for Mom's TV. But the cat's in here now. Oh well. Cats are cats. We are almost to the end of the beading, which is a good thing. And then I'll show you how I finish this stuff off, and then I'll show you how we put the wire on, and put the hanging bar on, put the hanging cord on the hanging bar so that it will hang, and then we can go from there to, oh, that's what it looks like, all finished in the main camera. I watch a lot of people. I watch Lizzie Brewer. Sometimes I watch Pink Poodle. I don't chat much because, well, if you could see where my computer was, you'd understand why I don't chat. I want to thank Scrap and Lizzie Brewer, for the fact that I won her door prize last night. As time of recording, it was last night. I don't know if I'd get more views if I tried to live stream or anything like that. Maybe I will try that. I gotta figure this room out a little better so that I can actually get down, cat. Sorry about that. I know some people like to see the cat or the dog or the pets. Maybe if she behaves, I'll show you at the end of the video. But she's a pain in my neck. Okay, I got only a few left. So, we're gonna take the next bead on the needle, through, pull it tight. The next bead on the needle, pull it through, and tight. The last bead on the needle. Go back to the thread between the last, this is the last bead, right there, oops, right there. Go back between these two beads back here, and pull it tight. Now, since this is the last one, we are going to go back up through there, wrap the thread around the needle, and pull it tight. That will actually, they call that modified half hitch. Now we're going to go into that bead, and we're going to go on the diagonal up through 4 or 5 beads and bring the needle out there. Now we're going to go down in there, and we're going to catch the thread between the beads. Come on, needle, come up through. Wrap the thread around the needle and pull through, making another modified half hitch. Maybe I should do 2, just to be on the safe side. Then we're going to go to the next bead up, here, and we're going to go out the side, over here. Up, go through the beads, through the beads, through the beads. You stupid needle. Don't mind me, I'm always yelling at my needle. And so, I call it stupid so it unthreads. Thread the needle again. Okay, and we go down through here, and we wrap the thread around the needle, and we come up through, and we do it a second time. And maybe we do it a third time, just to be secure. Then we're going to go up here, and we're going to go through, 4 or 5 beads. I'm only going to go 4 because this thing's got a lot of clear beads in it. We get there. The thread is far enough away from the knots, and I can pick up, and we cut it off, and it's fine. Now, Next step. Oh, sorry about that. This thing. We go through the beads that are sticking up, and we just keep going until we get it all the way across. Oops. Okay. Got it. Okay, that's that. Now, if I can find it again. I keep getting messages on something and I don't know what. Because my phone is turned off. It's plugged in, but it's turned off. I turned it off because it was easiest. I'm finding beads, but I am not finding the cord. There it is. Okay. I gotta see what I'm doing. This is cording. Now, what the instructions in the container say is to divide it into thirds. Where's my scissors? Cut it in thirds and braid it. Well, that's all well and good, but how do you figure out thirds? Where did I cut it? There it is. Okay. Stick that in there. Take one end in one hand. There. Take the other end in the other hand. Put a finger from each hand and just stretch this out until the ends are even. And you've got 3 pieces. Okay. I'm going to tie these 3 ends together in just a little. You take the ends. Yep. Wrap it around your finger. Stick the loop and the free end through your finger. Through the hole in the rope. Not through your finger. Through the hole in the cord. And tie the knot. Pull it really tight. We'll get it later. Cat wants some attention. We'll do this in a minute. Come here. Come here, Fluffy. Okay. Let me move the other camera up. Here's Fluffy. Yeah. She's a brat. I do love her, but she's a brat. Down you go. Okay. Now we go back to the other camera. If I can figure out how to do that. Oh, there we go. Now we take these and we go to the other end. Make sure they're as straight as possible. And cut the loop. Now from this point on, it's a real simple thing. I'm sure you have seen people bead 1,000,000 times, and I'm sure you have seen people braid. Just over and under, simple braid. Basically just like you braid in hair, except you've got 3 pieces of cord instead of 500,000 pieces of hair, divided into 3 bundles. It's no biggie. Try to keep it tight, but, you know, this may take a little while, because, hey, I can't edit and speed things up. If I stop this, oh well, guess what? It gets stopped, and it is not conducive to anything. Stay out of my road, cat. I haven't figured out how to edit yet, so you're going to be dealing with if you don't know how to edit. I've thought about doing live streams. I've even tried it a couple times. Of course, every time I try to live stream, I get screwed up. Something doesn't work right, and I end up not doing it. Gotta put the cat back down before she spills something stupid, like my beads, or my ashtray, or something like that. Ooh, we're at 42 minutes. This may go a little longer than the last one did. Oh well. I know of people that go on the live stream and they're on the live stream for hours. I know recorded videos, they tell you not more than 30 minutes, but hey, I know of other videos that are a lot longer, that are recorded videos. Now, nobody seems to check out my stuff, but they will. I don't know. YouTube is a pain in the neck, but you know how many times I have received notifications that somebody was live 3 hours after they went off air, and they were on the air for 3-4 hours? Oh yeah. YouTube, I love you, but notifications have to be fixed. We're almost done. Now, I don't have the hot glue gun in here, and there are reasons for that. One of those reasons is electrical plugs, which I ain't got enough of in here yet. I will have to get a couple of those power strips, to be able to get what I need. And so she comes back. I don't know what she wants. She wanted in here so bad she opened the door. Now, it's been really hot and humid around here these last few weeks, and the doors are so swelled from the humidity that they don't close correctly, which is why the cat can get in. But not quite so bad tonight as it has been in the past. Although my brother-in-law was here to do some things, which is why it's actually nighttime as I'm recording this. It's 10:24 p.m. my clock says. Okay, got the length I need. So we're going to do another one of those round the finger knots. Now, if I had the hot glue gun in here, I would do that, but I don't. So, what we're going to do is just kind of loosen up the braid a little tiny bit, enough to get it over on the end there. That's connected. Now we do that to the other end. Now, I've got this. It's actually a glue bottle that's meant for quilling, but it should, if I can get glue out of it, which I can't at the minute. And none of my needles that are in here are the kind that would actually do the job of opening this up. Oh well, no glue this time. I will probably glue it off camera. Oh great. My laptop is not perfect. As a matter of fact, it's a lot less than perfect. But anyway, because of it, okay, let's move the camera back to there. Okay, now, earpiece. It's the only way I can tell whether I'm recording sound or not. So, but when I put this on the piece, which if I bring it back here, you can see in its entirety. And that is our holly bells. So, it's done. It's all in one piece. I don't have my measuring tape in here, so don't ask me how big it is. It doesn't say on the paperwork exactly how big it's supposed to be. Let's see. Now, this was published in 2001, so that's a long time ago. I know that because I've got the paperwork. But it doesn't say on the paperwork what the size of it is. I would say it's about 8.5 by 14, or 9 by 14 maybe. I don't know for sure. But it's done now. All that I have to do is glue the hanger on so that it stays in place. Now, I don't have anything, Lizzie always reads something positive before she shuts things down. I don't have anything to do that with. I would. I'd totally steal that off of Lizzie, because I think it's a good idea. But I'm going to say I love you all. I hope you have a good day or night or whatever. And I'm glad you're with me. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next video. Maybe next time I'll be able to actually have the camera set up so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Of course, I don't know what the next video will be. Maybe some embroidery, or maybe we'll get out the paints and play. Haven't decided yet.